Hi guys, Dorothy here at Done by Dorothy, and we're here today just to do a very quick video that I'm going to be, releasing later so everyone can watch it. Just sort of a channel update because I know people are probably wondering what happened or where'd I go. Um, Things have been pretty crazy lately. I do have some things I'll sort of just briefly flip through and show you that I've got in the last, several weeks. As everyone knew, I went on a creative sabbatical and I've been working on some things. I have some sort of larger projects that's going to be coming out pretty soon. And I took about 10 days off to do my creative sabbatical. And while I was doing that, I managed to come down with a wonderful fall flu that ended up with no voice or anything. So it was crazy. So I ended up sick on the end of that. I had some kids sick. We got better. I was coming back and managed to lose my voice and not have a voice. So, when it rains, it pours. So that happened. Since then, I've had several different things happen. Several members, not of my immediate family, not, like mom and dad, my kids or anything, but aunts, uncles, you know, cousins, nieces, that type of thing, nephews, that type of thing. They have come down ill. Some are in the hospital, some aren't. Just various illnesses within my extended family. On top of that, we lost my uncle, which was an extreme emotional blow. He is my dad's oldest brother, and my oldest son is actually named after him. And so, that was a large emotional blow. I mean, he had been the patriarch of our family for 37 years since my grandfather had passed away. And even though he was 89, it was unexpected and just out of the blue. So, it's been rough. And then, the services for that, with everything else going on in the world, were delayed and they won't even be happening till later on in this week, early next weekish, over the weekend type thing. So I will be in and out due to all of that going on. I will be posting videos. They will be premieres. But I won't be doing lives this week. I will try to premiere at 9 o'clock so it sort of like stays on the same schedule. So please bear with me as we're trying to deal with all that's going on in the world and in our home and family right now. So, so that's sort of what's going on. But I do have several major projects that are going to be, that, we'll have releasing soon. I know we're supposed to be doing the Alice in Wonderland journal, and we will be doing that. I will be posting videos for that. I probably will record those and then post. So, they will come out in blocks, like one day, one the next day. So instead of just being Monday and Tuesday, it will probably be that, a snippet of a part of a video every single day to try to get through that, because I know I have had to delay that due to everything going on. So that just sort of brings you up to date. So let me just sort of flip through, show you some of what I got. Of course, I had not had a copy of the Nature Notes of an Edwardian Lady, and I will be doing a page-by-page flip through of all of my country diary stuff, because of my Edith Holden stuff, because I've sort of gathered a collection of, some that maybe people aren't aware, or sort of floating out there about her. Maybe not exactly by her, but using her images that other people have used. So it may be, a different alternative place that you can find Edith Holden images. So I did get a copy of the Nature Notes. And let me put this to the side here. Okay, and I actually got several copies of this, of the Edwardian Lady, the story of Edith Holden. There are, some of her images in it. They're, not as, there are some of the, black and white, which I really like. there are just, you know, different images. Some of hers maybe that you don't see. I like the monochromatic of some of the pages in here. And I mean, there is a lot of more, you know, vintagey looking. Of course, you have pictures of her and drawings by her and things that, you know, she made and passed along. And of course, there are, you know, different pages of colored sketches that she's did. Maybe about some books that she illustrated that you may not be aware that she illustrated. So all kinds of stuff going in that. So we will be doing maybe a little Edith Holden type study on that. So there is that. Let me put this to the side because this I'll explain afterwards. Okay, I was lucky enough to come across this, and I actually found it on a blog. And when I flip through and do the flip through on this, I will make sure that I link the blog where I found this, and they're talking about it. Of course, these are really hard to find, and they run $180 to $200. I did not pay that. I lucked out and snatched it from a place for like super uber cheap. So I was excited about that. It comes with, let me try to hold it up so you can see. Let me see, it comes with the colored pencils. And these are water soluble. So they're like the watercolor pencils. And they actually come in the colored pencils that Edith carried with her when she drew her pictures. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's a 48-page book. And, you know, it talks about watercoloring and all that. But it actually has her sketches of Edith Holden, and actually goes step by step sort of how she did them, from, you know, the very outline to adding your detail to basic color to adding more color to having your finished picture. So I'll flip through all this in another video, like I said. And then it comes with this really cool little country diary sketch pad. So yes, we have to create a country diary journal, and some of this paper will be included in there. If I can bring myself to use it, I just sort of want to keep it the way it is. So that was something I added to my country diary, and so that was pretty cool. And then on my, you know, search, and I do have several others that I'm not going to pull out today. I will pull out at a later time and show you. But I was able to snag 2 of these awesome little babies. And it's the Country Diary Collection. And again, this was made by someone else. Webb and Bauer is who this was actually made by. And it's 30 full color postcards that you can either send or keep. So you can keep them bound in a book, or you can remove them from the book. They are perforated, so you can remove them from the book. And it has a biography of Edith Holden and a foreword. And then it's actual her pictures, but they are the postcards, and they're actually bona fide postcards with a place for your stamp that you can mail, and everything. So I was lucky enough, like I said, to snag several of these. So I probably will be, I mean, one of them I'm obviously keeping because I collect Edith Holden stuff. But I think one I will be keeping to use in my journal, send to friends, that kind of thing. You know, this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I know we love her prints, don't we? And I'm not going to flip through all of them. Like I said, I'll flip through them all, but they're absolutely gorgeous. And then I think I will be splitting cards out of one of the books to post in my Etsy shop. So awesome. So there was that. And then this is not Edith Holden related, but it may be an alternative that some of you guys may not have come across. There is the Flow magazine, if you're familiar with the Flow magazine. It's totally awesome magazine if you create any kind of paper crafting items. This is a Flow book. You can buy Flow magazine. We will probably be doing a Flow type journal at some point in time because they're just so fun. But it has all kinds of things that you can use. So like these are note cards you can tear out and use. And there's like pages of those. And I'll do a complete flip through of this too. There's just all kinds of paper you can use, things you can cut and paste, you know, just tons of little pop-out cards, little cute saying, little, things you can use. But I like these because, I mean, you could definitely, cut these out. Let me see. I was trying to find, and there's postcards. And they do come with like flow workman on them or whatever, the wicked paper or whatever. But that's real easy to cover up. Or, I mean, you can keep it on there if you want to. There are fold out things. A little notebook that you can use and fill out that has, little things about focusing and calming. So, I mean, there's tons of things that you can use and ideas that you can get from it. And there's all kinds of little snippets that tell you, little things you can do, sharing comfort, just tons of little pictures. So, I mean, it's well worth notes, exercises in self-kindness. And a lot of these, you can translate into your journal, handwrite them into your journal, so on and so forth. I mean, just tons of cute little pictures you could use if you do planners, any kind of paper crafting, journaling, anything like that. Because it's pretty cool little, I mean, look at those pages. I mean, how cute is that? So, I mean, there's just tons of stuff in here. So we will be doing a flip through of this book. And I'm trying to remember. Let me see if it has on here anywhere. This is US $27.50. I don't think I paid that for it. But you can buy Flow magazines. So they're pretty cool. So that's one thing that I picked up. So that might be something you are interested in looking at. Then I thought I would share a little journal I did make. This was the first day or so that I was off, and I sort of wanted to do a boho style. So it's got, let me try to see if I can, it's got my charm on it, and boho-y. I love these little gold globes. And, some of these are vintage, some of them are, newer. These are all glass. So cute. It's one signature. I did sew the binding in with some gold thread, some black sari silk, and this will be going up in my Etsy shop sometimes this week. Sari silk, and you love those little strands, don't you? Let's see. There you go. It's shedding still, so. Which it'll do until it's done, and then it'll stop, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. It's just the way it works when you first get it. And on my sari silk I got from the Victorian Gypsy, I think. These were all made out of some vintage fabrics and trims that I had. It's a trim. This is a beaded. Let me try to pull it up here. A beaded trim that has the little black beads down the side. The trim. This was a brooch I got from Michael's. I actually found it on clearance for like $1, but it's really cute, and I thought it sort of went along with the whole bohemian gypsy-ish flair. Some gimp, again. This is some corduroy type fabric. This was actually part of a green tablecloth, and this is a purple felt that I actually got from one of my closest childhood friends. Her mom passed away, and her husband called and actually gave me a ton of her material and stuff. And this was actually here, and this is actually purple. It comes through as a blue, really, on the thing. Let me see if I can find something if it'll show up purple if I put something. No, it's still going to show up as a bluish, but it's a purple. It is. So it has all kinds of fluffy up here, and we'll go through that as we go through the pages. All kinds of wonderful fluff over here. And of course, lots of fluffs at the bottom. So And I did basic on the pages because I wanted to make sure there was lots of room for journaling. So there is a vintage doily, some vintage lace. This is actually vintage off 1970s that was used like on a gymnast outfit. And I used a little lace, a small picture. These pictures, Mrs. Coggs, I believe. And it is a sewed in spine. There is sewing vintage, not vintage, sorry. So I took my vintage trim and cut the scallops down and made my top tabs out of the scallops. So each scallop was part of my latest trim. There's the noun for gypsy, a person who wanders or roams from place to place, a wanderer. And it's sewed in. And some stamping, and then there's that little vintage doily at the bottom, a little sari silk tab as well. Here's some lace sewed in. It does give you an extra little tuck spot if you need one. And this is one of my hand-dyed papers, and that's purple too, but it's coming out blue, I think. Some sari silk, just some ripped, and there's a lot of, you'll find like gypsy words. And again, these are my color dyed, and it is sewed nomadic. There's a little tuck there to tuck something in if you want to. And again, like I said, I left this one pretty plain because there's not that many pages. I don't want to like have, 20 pages and no writing, because that's what a journal's for, is writing. So here is what that lace looks like in a full piece. So you see how the scallops are gathered. Another little scallopy tab. And again, there are lots of little vintage photos tucked in there, which is mainly, what I have in the pocket. They're playing the fiddle and singing. So that's a sewed in pocket. As you can see, so all the sewing. There's stamping. There's some sari silk sewed to the side, and again, some page. Here's some of my green, and this has the little dangle tassel trim attached to it. So lots of vintage scraps of lace and such. And again, rich colors, which, you can see in her little outfit. Let me try to, the little pictures are gorgeous. And a little sari silk tab. And again, another little tuck, a little gypsy wagon. And I love this picture. Isn't that gorgeous? Lots of sari silk used in there because obviously it goes with it. With the gold, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And of course, the word gypsy. And again, it's all sewed and glued in, so it's going to stay there. Of course, gypsies are based off of the Romani people. Here she is with her little ducks, or geese, and another little tab, sewed in, stamping. Another little lace that does give you a little tuck. I could have glued this down just as lace on my pages, but I figured I'd go ahead and sew it in and make a little tuck spot. Again, you can tuck things up in there. Little sari silk. And there are lots of strings and stuff like that. I didn't cut those off because I figure if you get it and you want it cut off, you can. It's yellow. Here's the purple little tab. Sari silk across the bottom. And again, this is the purple page. Here's another little pocket. So it's got like the stamped words, some sari silk, some dyed paper, coffee dyed paper in the back, a little photo, a sari silk tab, and the two little photos tucked in the thing. And these photos are all printed on photo paper. Of course, there's where I sewed, and this is a metal base, so you could technically do whatever you wanted to with it, make it shape it or whatever. And I did put little beads hanging off of it. Little vintage lace tab. There's some more sari silk across the back of that. I love the bright yellow how it came out, so I didn't want to really put anything on it. Sari silk. This is another little pocket you can stick something in. Some stamping. Again, some more stamping. The little scarves, of course, they're well known for their scarves. There's a little tuck if you want. Another little tab. So I tried to leave this pretty naked, basic, so people can, do what they want to. Of course, there's a gorgeous green doily added to the side. And again, it's sewed in. And there's the little tassel across the bottom. And I tried to leave some pages because, if you started writing and you needed a full page spread, I wanted to leave at least, a page that was like that in case you needed it for extended, to write whatever. Love that little hanging down tassel. Another little tab and another little And of course, there's a tag with some sari silk, a little vintage trim, another double page. Like I said, I wanted to make sure you had enough room to write. There's some vintage trim and some sari silk. There's a trim, some sari silk, and the gorgeous little picture on the back. This purple page has this huge, this looks to me looks like something that they would have kept. They wouldn't want to throw that scrap away. There's some stamping, some sari silk with the word Wanderlust, and on the back, you have this gorgeous photo with the word traveling, little sari silk, a vintage doily. If you remember the sale I went to the other day, this was actually one of the ones that I picked up there. And I coffee dyed it and aged it, and it came out gorgeous. And then that is what the rear looks like. So that is that, and it will be going up in my Etsy store. Let's see, probably, I'm trying to think of what day. I will probably try to get it up this afternoon, or this evening, or probably early tomorrow, actually, because I have to photo it and I want to wait till it, oops, I did it backwards, until it gets a little brighter outside, so it's in more natural lighting, because I think it shows the colors better if it's in natural lighting. So that will be going up, and I'm trying to get that. But yeah, so I wanted to come on and share that. Like I said, I have some other things going on, but they're actually being recorded for specific things. But this was like this is what I use the first day or two as my sort of like get myself back on there, because, you know, it's boho. So, you know, and it's not really, I mean, it is bohemian, but at the same time, it's sort of very gypsy-ish. And I sort of wanted to go with that. Anything goes and you're not bound, you know, just to sort of like, I don't know, get off the, I don't know, the beaten path, you know, and sort of verge off to do my thing. So, okay, I wanted to come on and share that with you. And like I said, probably later on in this week, I will be releasing a video that will explain sort of the scheduling on the channel. It is going to be changing some due to, as my things in my house change, I have to sort of, you know, ebb and flow with the tide as it goes. So I will be releasing a video about that. Some things we're going to be doing different. So, you know, stay tuned for that. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for your patience with me. You know, remember me and my family, you know, in prayers this week, is, you know, everyone needs strength when you go through these things. So, again, thanks for your patience, and I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back again next time. Have a great day. Bye.